All right, let's see how this goes. All right, good morning. First thing, we are heading to the shop and we're gonna go over the baler a little bit, and I need my chain lube. I got some more of the Lucas chain lube, and it is in the house somewhere. Yes, it is. And we're gonna go through the baler, just make sure it's greased. I want to check the brake pad and all that good stuff, and then lube chains before we possibly bale hay or straw. Not sure which one. As I'm driving by, Dad's scurrying to his truck to try and beat me down here, but he didn't make it. So the one downside to second crop, or basically baling anything this time of year, is that it just takes so long for the dew to come off, which it is what it is. That's fine. But move the 29 and the disc spine, we'll park that, and then we'll bring the baler and get this guy set up. Disc spine's got to get unhooked anyways because we're gonna rake with the 29. All right, so we've just been kind of going through, redid the tension on the net wrap, and think we got it better. We're gonna use some more of the Lucas chain lube, and we're gonna lube it up. Everything is greased and we should be ready to go. Then it's gonna be, let's go check and find out, are we gonna do straw today? Are we gonna do hay? We think we're gonna do straw today and just give her heck on the straw. And I went with the Lucas stuff because the JB stuff I thought just foamed so much, and it was like it just got messy. So it's like we're almost right back to where we were. I would say the only thing I don't like about using this stuff is that, like, you basically go through a can or 3/4 of a can, because I like getting the whole chain, I like getting some on the sprockets, and you legit go through almost a whole can just to oil it, So I don't know. I mean, honestly, maybe next year we go back to the oil. I don't know. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. We'll see. So right now what we're gonna do, now that we're done lubing, maintaining, all that stuff, we have probably maybe enough net for like 50-ish bales. And we have a full one in here. So for what we're gonna do today and tomorrow, we should have enough net. We better have enough net. Okay, so this is ready to go. Tractor's ready to go. We're gonna go up and check the nice field, the alfalfa that I tedded yesterday, because we're kind of hoping we don't have to ted it again if we just let it sit and then bale it tomorrow. So let's get up there. All right, so Dad reminded me why he goes and gets his water, because he forgot to bring that along, or at least set it up, that we want to change the bale count on here, not reset it. A is our first crop, and I think we're gonna do B as our second crop, and I think we're gonna do C as our straw, and then D would be corn stalks. All right, and it is pretty simple. All you have to do is come into bale count and then just start cycling through which one you want. So here is A, so we ended up with 378 for first crop. That is below our average. So we're gonna keep B as second crop, C will be our straw, and then D will be corn stalks. So here is our active, here's what we're going to. I'm just gonna hit cancel. C is our active, it's 0, that's our total on the baler. Should be ready to go. So Dad is coming down. We took just like 30-minute, grab a snack kind of lunch. And we are going to go and bale some straw. It seems pretty darn decent. There's maybe just a hint of that dew on the bottom, just a really small hint, and that was on stuff that probably just started to get light about a half hour before we touched it. And then there are a couple spots where there's just a little bit of grass in there, but 95% of it, it's just ready to go. So we're gonna bale it. So Dad made a good point when I told him I put it on C, is, well, if we have so many, can we use S for straw? C for corn? Oh, why, yes we can. All right, so here's the 26-acre field that was oats and got combined yesterday. So this straw, you know, anywhere that there's any kind of moisture is just this little bit of hay. I mean, just grass every so often. And honestly, you see it a little bit more on this end because this was a little thinner. Down there, there's some brighter green colors. That was a reseed spot, and there's only a couple of them on the outside rounds. But there's a little bit more grass in there. Now, when you get to spots like this, you know, in here, there's not as much grass because the oats was much, much thicker. And the weeds are only just starting to come in. They were really held at bay, which was awesome. So Dad's gonna come up and he's actually gonna turn and he's gonna go this way, because these first two rows going this way, as you can see, just got out of the shade. So this is the far east side. So they just got out of the shade. So Dad's gonna go all the way around, come back and do this one, and then he'll do these two. All right, let's see how this goes. I do notice a couple of spots, like on these ends, like there's a tail there, there's a tail there. Maybe when Dad starts finishing, well, turkey. When Dad starts finishing, maybe I'll bring the rake up here and I'll clean up some of these ends. Not too bad, not too bad. But it is definitely, I mean, for being straw, we haven't baled straw in a long time either, like straight straw without oats, and this is some dry stuff too. So we're not messing, so for right now we're not messing with wraps and we're not messing with tension. I don't think the tension is an issue. That seems decent. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Yeah, so we don't have to play with the density. I just checked the second one. That second bale is like, we just baled hay. It's hard, so. And that was one of Dad's questions. He asked if it was firm enough. And I said, oh yeah, it's plenty good. We don't have to do anything. I like it. Let's check this one out up close. Honestly, I think we're getting a little bit better on the edges. And to be honest, I'm to the point where I really don't care. This is gonna be some good straw. Dad's just getting to the end here and he's turning around and he's gonna go grab that other outside round. Then when he gets back to that far corner where we started, then he'll start doing all the straights. On this next bale, I'm gonna go check out and see what our little guards look like. I'm not anticipating anything being in there, but this is a little different material, and you know, You just never know. Nothing. Nothing in there. Clean as a whistle. And another good looking bale. One pass down this end, one pass down the other end, and we should be good. Now, admittedly, there's going to be a little more green in these ends because this rake will pull some of that grass with it. Honestly, one real big advantage to not raking the field is we're not going to pull some of that green. I'm guessing Dad's going to be finishing up that in a couple hours. Oh, and he's out of wrap. All right, let's get going because he's out in that wrap. We knew that was coming. All right, we're just going to make sure our install worked good. Still getting used to that part of it. And it didn't work. I not leave enough tail. Oh, I think we were hooked. I think I might have had the tail hooked a little bit. There we go. Now we're going. Now we're cooking with gas. Cut. We're back in business. Yeah, so Dad's gonna try and sneak that up against up against the edge of the field. Dump it. Yeah, that's fine. That is perfect. As normally we would not have stuck that in that position. He said baling these ends, they were like at 30%. So, whoops. So just out here taking a peek at the hayfield at the pit, which was cut the same day as we cut the neighbors right across the road. So if this stuff is dry, that stuff is surely dry. And we are dry all the way through. Even that green, that is green, but it is dry. So we will monitor how long it takes Dad to get that done, and then we'll see. Like if we get to like even 4 o'clock, I will come out here and rake this stuff up, and we'll be able to bale it, you know, because we just have to watch out for the dew setting in. Normally this field would take me about a half hour to rake. You know, with about 45 minutes, I can rake these into 4s instead of just 2s. Take me just a little extra time, but makes the baling a heck of a lot nicer. And the bales form better when you have bigger windrows anyways. All right, so Dad has at minimum an hour of baling left. So hopefully we'll still bale at least a little bit of the second crop, even if it's just the stuff at the pit. But in the meantime, I'm gonna move the cows because I need to do it anyways, and I don't really want to do it at like 7 o'clock tonight. All right, everybody's all chilled out, faces in the ground, munching away. That's what we like to see. They were ready for new grass, but they weren't crazy for it, so that's a good sign. All right, so Dad just messaged me. He said he's got about 10 rows left. So he's booking along pretty good. This is turning out to be a really, really nice day. Dad made it down. He's starting second crop. So this is pretty awesome. I'm close to half, but it actually would be nice for him to do the outside round because I'm kind of effing up the ends and I'll have to come back and clean them. Second crop, we did tick down bale size a little bit to 54 inch. Reason being, second crop for us tends to be a lot denser bale because it's finer grass. And also, if we want to feed a bale downstairs inside of the barn, 5-foot bale won't fit down the chute. So second crop a little bit smaller will. So we set them at 54 and actually found out that Dad was only wrapping at 3 wraps, so we upped it to 3.5. So it would have been actually nice to have that done with the straw. So let's get a look at one of these up close. Yep, hard as a rock. You can definitely tell there's just a frazzle bit more net on there. I mean, it's on there nice and snug. So I like it, I'll take it. Dad just spit out number 16, I think. Well, 24 bales. So I'm pretty sure that's what we got the last time when we cut first crop. Like I said, we went from 58 to 54, just a little bit smaller. That 85 or 84 oats bales. Yeah, didn't miss a beat. Didn't miss a beat. So it is Sunday, but tomorrow's Labor Day, so we're gonna keep this rolling one more day and bale some more frickin' hay. All right, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hey, good morning. All right, this video continues, and so does second crop. All right, it is Monday morning, Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope it was a nice, fun, safe weekend. But what we're doing, I got 29 hooked up to the rake and got it greased up, went through, hit a couple of the spots that need it. Also Oiled up all the chains on the baler again, so that's ready to go. And we're heading up on the hill where that nice alfalfa second crop is. We're gonna start with that one because that's the one that needs the most dry time. All right, so we made it up here. It is super clear out today, which is awesome. This is not how it was doing first crop. So we've got some pretty darn nice stuff. This is mostly alfalfa, a little bit of orchard grass. It is dry on top and it's just a little green underneath. So we're gonna bring it together. A lot of that green will be either on the side or it'll make its way onto the top. Outside rounds, I've got 4 rounds that I'll bring into 2 rows, and then we'll skip right across. That's our next field right there. That one I'll probably do 4s. I'm gonna give it a try. That field can get a little goofy, but I think I'm gonna just do something a little bit different and just try and make it easier on myself. I don't know. We'll see how it works. All right, field 2 is done. I ended up scrapping the idea of pulling 4s together. I started setting them up, and when I tried to pull them together, Dad made the windrows a little bit wider when he cut it, and that makes it really, really hard. So he got doubles, and I did the best I could to clean it up. So, all right, let's move down the hill. Let's go to the next field. All right, just got home from practice at a very opportune time. So Dad had a small little issue with the baler. Actually, he said kind of his own fault. I think he was just kind of getting in the groove, and as he was letting it wrap, had his hand on the tailgate hydraulics, and I think he said he bumped it and it started to open and alarms are going off, but now he can't. He did it before it cut. Unfortunately, he does not have a knife with him, so he'll probably say he did that because he doesn't have to cut twine. So why would he need a knife, right? But so he sent me that message while I was at practice, so I was able to leave early. I asked if we could switch a couple things, and they said no problem. I coach with a really, really good group of guys, so I've known all of them for at least a couple of years, even the newer ones, and they're just a really, really good group of guys to work with, and very flexible, understanding with anybody's schedule. So that was really nice. When I talked to him last, I was walking off the field. It's been 16 minutes, and he said he's got about an hour yet to bale. So it is definitely the whitest bale out here. Dad's like, I know it's got enough net wrap on it. So I'm not 100% sure exactly what he did, but it was more than likely just an accidental ejected it too soon type of thing. So, oh yeah, there's plenty of net wrap. There's a lot of net wrap on there. Holy crap. I'll let you guys see in a minute. Look at this, jeepers. That bale is not going to spoil for years. Okay, that makes sense on why there's so much net wrap on here. So what he did is exactly what I said, is he had his hand on the hydraulics and just bumped it. So the tailgate started to open. Well, the sensors and everything know that it's not done, so it starts beeping at him. So he closes it back right away. He only opened it, you know, just a smidge, but the sensors realize that. So he closes it right away, but then didn't realize nut wrap was still nut wrapping. Dad just got these 3 little strips left, and we'll call it a wrap for the day. But it is Labor Day. We're gonna go have some steaks and enjoy the rest of the evening so I can get ready to go to work tomorrow. So, you know, fun stuff. But it is the end of the day. It is the end of a long weekend. So I hope you guys liked the video. Please hit that thumbs up button. Help support the channel. And if you got any questions, by all means, please leave them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. Help us get to our goal of 2,000 subs. Just make sure you guys subscribe and follow along for more. And as always, thanks for coming along.